Right.
You know,
So is there okay? So what is there a way that I can that you guys can talk to the people about that, about the because I know that there are other people that do come in other Wi-Fi. I mean, in other Starbucks, they don't mention this to people or tell people you have to buy something in order to sit. And I think that's very important that they should put that. So is there a way you guys can talk to people
well, I think
about that so we don't have to
that's
come
a
in here?
standard policy of any restaurant or any business. There's loitering, right, which is hanging out front of, inside of somewhere where you're not a customer, you're not making a purchase, and then
Okay.
there's so I think it's pretty implicit when you go into a business. You know, if you go in and sit down in Denny's and just ask for water and sit there for 2 hours,
That's a different.
you know,
That's a dinner. That's a like. Not sorry to interrupt, but that's like dinner. That's like having dinner. Of course, when you sit there, it's mandatory that you get in there and eat dinner. But this is a coffee shop where it actually has an invitation for people to come in. But at the same time, it's like I think it's better if you tell if I would have been told right away I couldn't be here unless I made a purchase. That way I don't have to come over. I don't have to face this moment because if I'm not accepted, I'm not gonna come if I'm not accepted. But if I'm allowed to do something, I'm gonna keep doing it until like right
right.
now.
So I'm having a
Which
conversation with you now. I think
which
as a courtesy, I don't generally, we don't generally like, jump on people. I don't want to seem like the Gestapo who's like running through here, like you have to get out, you have to get out, you have to get out, right?
right.
Like I think we do have a pretty welcoming and inclusive environment where we've allowed you to come in, but at the same time, it isn't fair to let that continue when for other people we wouldn't let that continue either, right?
Okay, so you
So it
basically
is a
stopped other
restaurant.
people.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
It is a restaurant, so I don't view it as being that different from Denny's or McDonald's or any other establishment where if you went in and sat down without making a purchase, they would ask you, hopefully respectfully, to keep their seating in their
Okay.
establishment open for customers.
Okay. Okay. So okay, that's cool. I don't mind leaving, but I wanted to complain about something. Um, I had one of the I don't know if it's a girl manager or if it's a guy. No, it's a girl manager, and she has like pink hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I had a problem with the way she was. Hey, I may not be a customer every day, but I'm a customer sometimes, I may not, this may not even matter to you guys, or you guys may not care, but it's important for me to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I came one day and I asked her, and I asked for some hot water again, and then she wrote a little letter that said, "Don't give any forks to the girl that comes to the girl." She wrote a letter to the cash register,
Mm-hmm.
and is she a manager?
I don't know specifically to who you're referring. We
Uh,
have a few people that have like pink hair that work here, but
well, I think it's Gracie or something like. Is it Gracie
she's
or
a supervisor.
supervisor? Okay, so she wrote a little letter and then put it to the side, and I thought that was. I'm hoping that this is not what she's doing to other customers or other people's particular people,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like that was rude. I felt like if she felt that way, she should have been open enough to let me know at the register if she was even supposed to be telling me things like that,
Mm-hmm.
rather than trying to hurt my feelings
Mm-hmm.
or try to insult me by writing little and waiting till I come, because that's exactly what
Probably the
happened.
intention was to try and maybe discreetly let the cashier know, and obviously she didn't do a good job of that. But I think, she had mentioned to me that there was a customer, I didn't know it was you, but there was a customer that was coming in repeated, or somebody that wasn't making purchases that was repeatedly asking for spoons and forks,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right.
And that, she was trying to politely have the cashiers let you know that we can't keep giving out, spoons and forks to
Right.
somebody who's not that those are for our customers,
Right.
and that we can't every day. And I think it's the same thing, like, it's a courtesy, like 1 or 2 times. Like if you're like not a customer or you haven't made a purchase, and you say, hey, can I have a spoon? Can I have a fork or whatever? And we give it to you.
That's
but when you ask for like
understandable.
multiple ones
That's
every
not.
day,
That's okay. That's not what I'm worried about. It's how it was done.
I
What I'm
understand
worried
that,
about.
and I will definitely give that feedback to her that wasn't maybe the most effective or appropriate way to, handle that situation.
Exactly. And then and then another time she's like, oh, what did she say? She was like, well, first of all, you didn't purchase anything, and second of all, and that would be a waste of that's a waste of my forks. Like, to me, that's very, very low, and that's like she doesn't have communication skills, so she doesn't know any other way to say it. So I think you guys should at least train her on that, because it's like, if another customer comes in and you talk, it's like you're hurting other people's feelings because of your, like, so you making me feel like, oh, they're your force when you didn't make you didn't put any money into it. Because I went to the other lady, there's another lady that's always nice. I think she has like tattoos around, and I asked her for forks, and the way she explained it, she was like, oh, we were running out or whatever. But the way she explained it was completely professional, and it was in a calm manner. And the way the other girl did it was in a way that, as if she was trying to hurt my feelings or trying to. So basically, just talk to her about that, because I think it's rude. And I actually recorded it and I posted it, because I'm sending it off, because I don't think people should come to work bringing their personal feelings to certain people that they feel, if you want me out, that's fine. Talk like you talking to me now. I felt like it should have been done a long time ago, rather than like just waiting and making me feel a certain way, like I'm welcome and then I'm not. You know what I mean? So that's all. But thank you very much for telling me. And I just wanted to say also, with other complaints, is like I come in here all the time, and I'm not trying to be like a complainer, but I do report certain things that I see, because I get attacked by customers, employees in all sorts of Starbucks, and I take these things down and I report them to somebody higher. It doesn't have to be someone here, it could be someone different, just to open people's eyes. So I always get, like someone telling me I have to leave or doing something. So I go in the restroom and I'm like, why does the restroom always look and always smell terrible?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, if somebody has a problem with somebody being here or doing a certain thing, I feel like at least their part should be done perfectly and done, rather than,
well,
you know what I mean?
I think it's a
not to be rude, I'm just saying, because it's
part
like,
of the issue is, and that's not to say it's not a judgment,
right,
on you, but
right.
the same way that we have to say, regardless of whether or not, you're clean and you're, like there's no odor issues with you, right? But like for the same way that we couldn't allow other people to sit in here all day, that's the issue that we have, is that we have the code on the restroom door, but people still go in the restroom all the time. We clean the restroom 7-8 times a day. Like,
not all. Maybe when you're here, and when the guy that has the bald head, Chad, at least when he approaches, that's one thing I said. At least when he approaches me, he knows how to communicate calmly, and which makes me feel more comfortable to leave or to do whatever he wants me to do, because of the way he does it. And ever since he came, the bathroom, when he's here, the bathroom is always good.
Right.
Like, I see it. But when he's not here, I will sit here and I'll watch, and I'll go in and out of the bathroom, and it's the same. Yeah. Like, when you're here, maybe they try to clean it up, but in the nighttime and all those other times, the restroom is trashy.
Right.
Yet you have people coming in telling people this and that and that and this, but it's, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? If Starbucks is paying people all this and doing that, they should be on top of that. And before they try to tell someone how they should be sitting, how their location should be looking, they should first of all make sure so somebody doesn't go back and look at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
That's
what
just
you're
something
saying.
I'm saying. I'm just throwing it in there.
I think I agree, to a point about the restroom should be clean, and that's,
if I was a customer, I would not want to come inside of the restroom like it's like the order is like it destroys your mind. So it's
and part of the problem is that we do have the transients that come in and out. I buy like that air freshener kit that goes in there.
Right.
We're supposed to just have to buy refills to put it in.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
But every time we buy the air freshener kit, we glue it, we drill it to the wall. It doesn't matter. They rip it out. We hide it underneath the sink, we hide it underneath the toilet, we put it on the ceiling. It doesn't matter. Every time we put an air freshener in there, they rip it out.
Well, they
It
have
takes
these,
like a day, 2 days
that's crazy.
for them to rip it out.
Wow. They have this little things that you can put inside of the toilet. They're little like there's this like a mite or something like it's round like that. You put it in on the toilet seat, and that actually helps. I mean.
And yeah, so that's something that like I would have to talk to my boss about because unfortunately we're only allowed to put the chemicals that are approved for Starbucks.
Oh,
like,
I see.
Like we have a list of like what we can order on our order, and like that's what we're allowed to use in the stores.
Right.
So the only odor neutralizer, like other than cleaning the restroom, is like the air freshener kits that we get. So we order it and it's gone like a day, 2 days maybe, gone. Wow. So we just keep replacing it. We keep replacing it. I had somebody come out 3 or 4 times to look at the vents because I don't think it's venting.
Right.
I think the vents are clogged.
Right.
But we're still waiting for them. So I definitely understand.
Right.
And part of
Right.
like I understand where you're coming from with like the restroom cleanliness, but it doesn't change the fact that like.
No, I know that. I mean, I'm here for a completely different reason. I mean, like I said, I'm always looking and watching different things, and I do surveys, and I do surveys. I watch because I read when other customers get abused by employees, and it may not always happen here, but it happens in other places, and I'm a witness of that. I write these things. I have an Instagram and a YouTube where I talk about these things, how customers should be treated, what they should allow, why they should be reporting things, and when they go to the restroom, what they deserve. If they come in to pay and buy a coffee, whether it's a $2 coffee, at least let the restroom be clean, at least let the area be clean. Like there's several times where I had to use even if I'm not a customer, I'm here because I'm watching and I'm waiting to see what's happening, and while I work on my own things. And there were several times where I had to come and sweep off, like right like that. Like I had to come with something and sweep off the floor with my own, with a napkin. And that shouldn't happen. And I know it's not, you guys might be short of staff, but it's just like, those are just things that I'm not trying to be like against you or tell you anything like that. Those are just things that I look out for, and I write in my articles and my stuff, and that's what I look for, and that's all. But thank you so much. I'm just gonna finish this, and then. But thank you for talking to me. And what's your name?
Katy.
Katy, nice to meet you, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Okay. All right. Thanks. I'll be done, and I'll get out. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.